The Korath Dominion prided itself on being a storm-given form, an empire built on war, on the crushing weight of fleets that could shatter continents from orbit. When they turned their attention to the human colony of Eidolon Reach, they did not strike out of necessity. They struck for amusement. The humans had been warned, the Korath said. They had been tolerated. But the colony had expanded trade too quickly, reached too far, and dared to speak with alien neighbors without permission. So the Dominion came with its fleets, dark crescents blotting out the twin suns. Their first strike was not precision nor warning. It was a lesson. Eidolon Reach burned. Entire districts were atomized from orbit. The atmosphere caught fire. Oceans boiled along the edges of bombardment strikes, and millions screamed into silence within a single hour. The Korath did not even linger to claim the land. To them, it was not conquest. It was punishment, and in their arrogance, they broadcast the slaughter across open channels. "Observe," the Korath fleet commander declared to the galaxy, voice dripping with contempt. "Fragile flesh crumbles before storms. Humanity builds colonies like insects stacking twigs, and just as easily they are broken. This is the measure of Earth." As the last fragments of Eidolon Reach burned away, the galaxy watched. Some alien civilizations mourned in whispers. Others turned away in silence. But the Dominion celebrated. They had no idea what storm they had awakened. Tension built. The galaxy joins their laughter. In the aftermath, the Korath halls of war resounded with drunken chants and roars of triumph. Holograms replayed the destruction as entertainment. The image of a human child clutching a broken doll in the burning ruins shone like a trophy. Across the galaxy, allies and rivals alike shook their heads. Humanity was strong in trade, clever in diplomacy, ambitious in exploration. But to most species, they were soft, weak, bound by ethics, laws, and a belief in restraint. The Council of Seven, the Great Galactic Forum, met only days after the slaughter. No sanctions were called, no military action proposed. Instead, smug ambassadors whispered, "Earth is too civilized." They will send envoys, perhaps lodge complaints, but retaliation. Against the Dominion? Impossible. Others mocked openly. Their colonies are young, their fleets outdated. They may be fierce in spirit, but in war, they are made of fragile flesh. They cannot weather storms that even we would fear. And when human envoys demanded justice, voices steady despite grief, the chamber only laughed. "You will not fight," one alien delegate sneered. "You cannot fight. The Dominion shattered your colony, and the galaxy has already forgotten its name. Accept your losses, little Earth. The stars do not wait for those who weep." For a moment, it seemed the galaxy was right. Earth fell silent. No threats, no declarations, no fleets rising in vengeance. Just silence. The Dominion mistook that silence for surrender. The galaxy mistook it for fear. But silence has many forms. And this silence was not weakness. It was the drawing of breath before the storm. Turning point. The silence breaks. It began without fanfare. At first, only whispers drifted through the void. Outposts reported strange movements along human-controlled trade lanes. Civilian transports were recalled. Mining stations powered down. Fleets that had been scattered for exploration began to vanish from public records. At first, the galaxy shrugged. Earth was hiding. Then, the first shadow appeared. The Korath patrol fleet in Sector Varus 19 reported an unknown anomaly, a distortion in space. They laughed, prepared their cannons, expecting pirates or smugglers. Instead, an entire wall of steel emerged. Human dreadnoughts, blackened hulls like abyssal leviathans, so vast they dwarfed Korath cruisers. The patrol fleet managed one transmission before silence consumed them. "They have come." Across the galaxy, communications lit up. Earth was moving. The Terran fleets had risen, and with them came words not heard in generations. A human broadcast, sent across every frequency, voice cold and absolute. "You shattered our children's world. You thought us fragile. You will learn the price of that mistake." The galaxy froze. The Dominion, for the first time, felt a tremor of unease. The silence had broken. Humanity was speaking in the language the Dominion understood best. War. Climax. Flesh. That endured the storm. The retaliation was not immediate thunder. It was lightning. Swift and merciless. The first Korath border world awoke to find its orbital stations severed by precision strikes. Human shock troops descended like burning meteors, their armored suits reflecting firestorms. They moved with a discipline that horrified even veteran Korath soldiers. Fragile flesh wrapped in steel, enduring bombardments that would have annihilated others. The Korath counterattacked with storm cannons, weapons meant to fracture tectonic plates. They unleashed their fury, storms of plasma that had shattered other civilizations. But against human fleets, the storms broke like waves against iron cliffs. Human dreadnoughts advanced through fire as if the void itself bent to their will. Their weapons were not just destruction. They were precision, annihilation carved into mathematics. Cities that once laughed at human fragility were turned to glass within a single orbital volley. And always, the transmissions followed, calm and merciless. This is not conquest. This is answer. For every colony burned, a world will fall. For every child silenced, an empire will bleed. The Dominion's war councils screamed defiance. They unleashed their greatest fleets, entire armadas that once crushed rival empires. But when they met the Terran Armada at the Battle of Karith Expanse, the galaxy witnessed the impossible. The humans did not just fight, they endured. For 3 days and nights, Korath storms lashed against Terran steel. Entire dreadnoughts cracked, crews fought with blood streaming down their faces, but they held. Fragile flesh, yes, but flesh that endured storms that shattered other civilizations. And when the moment came, humanity struck. The Terran Armada did not merely win. It unmade. The Dominion's fleets were erased, their flagships gutted from within, their admirals forced to watch as human boarding parties tore their bridges apart. The void itself glowed with the fire of Dominion wreckage, a constellation of vengeance burning bright across the stars. One by one, Korath worlds followed. Not enslaved, not occupied, simply broken, silenced, left as monuments of glass and ash. The galaxy trembled. The lesson was written in fire. Fragile flesh had endured storms, and answered with storms greater still. Resolution. The whisper that broke the stars. When the Dominion finally sued for peace, it was no council that met them. It was a single transmission from Earth. The human envoy's voice was quiet, steady, like a blade sliding between ribs. You thought us fragile. You thought storms would end us. Now you know we endure. And when we rise, we do not rise to reclaim what was lost. We rise to make certain it can never be taken again. The Dominion bent its knee. Their fleets dismantled, their worlds scarred. Their name, once spoken with fear and respect, became a curse, a reminder of arrogance that had summoned Earth's wrath. The galaxy, once so eager to laugh at humanity's weakness, now spoke in hushed tones. They remembered the colony burned away, the silence that followed, and the vengeance that tore empires apart. From then on, when alien strategists planned their wars, a single phrase echoed in their minds, passed in whispers across councils and war rooms: never provoke Earth again. For fragile flesh had endured storms that shattered entire alien worlds apart, and behind that flesh lay a patience vast as the void, and a vengeance infinite as the stars.